Katie, and welcome back to That Hygge Life. Today I'm going to walk you guys through setting up my November bullet journal. As you can see, I actually have two small journals out here. I am using the traveler's notebook style of journal, so I have a faux leather case and then multiple small journals inside. Right now I am using my monthly and weekly setup for the last quarter of 2020, so October through December, and like I said, we are doing November's setup. So I have that notebook out, and I also have my brain dump notebook out to jot down all of my lists and do my color swatches to make sure I have all the right colors that I want to use and have all of my lists in the right order so that when I am putting them into my setup, I can make sure that they are lined up and pretty and how I want them to be. So right now I am picking out all of the colors that I want to use. I'm kind of going for a natural pastel witchy kind of vibe. Not really super November or holiday themed, but this is kind of what I was feeling, so I went with it. I'm using some greens, purples, browns, and I have some blacks and grays out, but I don't think I actually end up using any of them. After I get all my colors ready, I will look through and see what all of my headers will be. And for November, I am going for kind of like a witch's scrapbook, but not like a spooky witch, more like I said, like a pastel, kind of like flowery, girly witch, I guess. So all of my different pages are gratitudes, self-care, intentions, tracking, and sleep. So I'm writing those out on the craft paper. I'm going to cut them smaller and then rip them out really close to the lettering so that I can tape them onto the pages when I get there, and it kind of gives it that little bit of more scrapbook kind of feel. After I get all that ready, I open up my journal to actually get started, and I am starting with gratitudes. So I'm labeling the dates and days of the week all along the left side here. I'm using purple as my base color, so I'm using a skinny purple pen and then kind of a thicker pen to put a border. I'm using yellow and purple washi tape to put the header title on, and then I am just going to add some doodles in here. So I have a cauldron, and it's going to be bubbling with these pastel kind of colors, and then I'm using the green for some leaves and foliage, and I'm also adding some stars, and you'll see those kind of sprinkled throughout. I paused here to find some kind of witchy, easy doodles, and I found some, and I think I only used maybe 2 or 3 for this whole spread, but this one has a small little dagger. Flipping to the next page is my self-care ideas list. So I'm putting the header on and then taking all of the colored markers that I'm using and putting little spacers on the left side of the page. I really like this page because it reminds me to slow down and take care of myself with different ideas throughout the month. Some of them are one day with no screens, going on a big date with my husband, making sure I spend time with friends, and giving myself a spa day. There are also others, and I will also refer to a different one of my little journals for a fall self-care list as well. Moving on to the next list is my trackers page. I track my rings on my Apple Watch just on paper. That's just how my brain works, so I like seeing them all kind of laid out together. So I track my rings, which are move, exercise, and stand hours. I also track how many steps I take in a day, how far I walk, so like the distance. And on this page, I am also tracking my moods in that little sliver on the right-hand side. I've separated the page into the different sections, and now I will take all of my markers again and kind of assign moods to them. And then throughout the month, I'll get the markers out and just put a swatch of that color on the day, depending on whatever the mood is. The next page is my sleep tracker. So again, I am labeling the dates and days of the week along the left-hand side, putting the title at the top, and then I'm also putting the hours for throughout the day on the top as well. I do every hour, so from midnight when the day starts all the way until 11 p.m. that night, so I can track whenever I take a nap, when I get up in the morning, when I go to sleep. I added some more doodles in here, and then I put a line where I am wanting to go to sleep and when I am planning on waking up. Next, and almost last, is my intentions page. A lot of people refer to this as a habit tracker, but I just resonate with the word intention more. So again, on the left-hand side of the page, I am putting the dates and the days of the week, and then with my thicker purple marker, I am putting some lines. On this month's spread, I've had the same intentions for a while, and so I just abbreviated them pretty short. Some of them are even just 1 or 2 letters, and I thought it kind of added to that scrapbook kind of jotting down in a journal, just keeping track of things. I'm again just adding some small doodles. This one is a very simple witch's broom and some of those leaves. A lot of this page gets filled in throughout the month with dots of keeping track of which intentions I'm doing. So a lot of it looks like blank space. That's why I kind of colored it in with yellow, just to make it a little bit more pleasing to the eye. Next, I'm going to start on my November cover page and quotes page. I went back to that kind of bubbly cauldron vibe that I did at the beginning. So I did a big cauldron at the bottom and then spelled out November, going through all of the bubbles kind of coming out of the cauldron. I go in with all the different colors and add some squiggles and some star flowers and more of those green leaves. It kind of gave me the vibe of you're kind of throwing stuff into the cauldron, but it's also bubbling and coming up like you're really making something happen. I thought it looked cute anyway. On the quotes page, I wanted it to look like some shelves where the witch would keep all of her supplies for making potions and things. So I am putting my quote kind of spaced out a little bit, and then as you will see, I will go back and put some jars and baskets and flowers kind of around them so that some of the words will end up being inside some of the jars and some of them are just sitting on top. And right as I finish this page, my I don't know what happened, but some of my footage got corrupted or my camera stopped recording or something happened, but I don't have any footage of doing my month at a glance layout. It's pretty simple, so I'm glad that at least it was a simpler page, more, I guess if that's better than one of these more complicated where I'm doodling a lot. But I pretty much just do a box for every day, and just like a general monthly calendar, I have a box on the right hand side where I lay out my cleaning for the month just so I can see it each time I open it. Here's a quick glimpse here, and then just some doodles all around. But if you do want to see any of these pages a little bit more close up, if you want to take your time looking at all of the doodles that I do, you can go ahead and follow my Instagram page and see them there. But until next time, remember, the world needs you. Keep going, keep dreaming, and keep reaching your goals. Bye.